Welcome back to another episode of NewOrleans.Football presented by PJ's Coffee. Make sure you start every day with PJ's and make sure you drive the PJ's in a car that you got from Matt Bowers if you're in the market for a new one or a pre-owned one. Make sure you check out Matt. Ton of locations, get you any type of car you want, but he will always get you the best prices. So make sure you check him out. Tell him we sent you. They'll take care of you. And all right, on to today's show. We got a good one for you guys. We're going to hit a bunch of topics here. Got the next OTA on Thursday. Make sure you sign up for NewOrleans.Football and you can read all the insight on that. Use the code NOF, 20% off your first payment. If you're a fan of the podcast and you don't like reading, you're going to get more podcasts over there. So make sure you're checking it out. Vertical version of the show goes up if you like holding your phone upright and don't like turning it sideways and you're a watcher. A lot of cool stuff happening over there. So make sure you're signed up.
Let's get into our first segment presented by Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant. Yesterday, Mike and we went out to cover the Saints in this community event where they were redoing the Trinity Community Center in Holly Grove. And it really just showed that the entire team can come together for something for the community. And this has kind of been something that Kellen Moore has shown this entire offseason, from the offseason workouts to last week with the paintball tournament. So it seems like the Saints have bought into Kellen Moore's offseason program of just being together as a team outside of the field.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's just, well, the buy-in just in general, outside the field, on the field, all of it. Like that's really what matters. I mean, you're trying to build a program here. Yeah, there's some buy-in. I mean, I think that's a good sign. I think it's a good sign that you get everybody out there, that you get people engaging with the community. Definitely seems like the young players are bought into everything that's going on. I've been a little bit surprised that some of the turnout at OTAs at the veteran level is a little bit different than it was in previous seasons. I don't think it's an issue. I mean, I think you just got older guys, and older guys have families and know how to deal with stuff on their own and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, look, right now all the signs are good. They're definitely good. I'm encouraged by what we're seeing with that stuff. I will say though, like, you remember last year, like around this time?
A lot, but yeah, what you got?
I mean, like the hype and the buy-in and the
Oh
refreshing
man.
start and the Kubiak and like everything's different and everything's better. And I remember there was a quote from someone that wasn't often bought in, was like, "Man, DA is cool now." Like, it was, the buy-in was different at this time last year.
Something.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I mean, like, I'm not poo-pooing it or anything like that, but it's just. I've become jaded by going through a downturn a little bit. So anytime something comes up, I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's good, but like there's this negative thing to comp it to. It's just wait and see. But look, I believe in, more so than anything, and I want to know your thought on this. The intellectual curiosity of this staff is one of the things that kind of stands out to me, and I feel like the build is a little bit different in that way, and I like it. I like that. It feels like there's a bunch of dudes like watching stuff on the internet, trying to figure out how to get better, watching high school plays on the internet, trying to figure out how to get better. And I feel like a younger, more curious type staff, like, I feel like they're on the right side of a generational divide that's going to allow them to relate to the younger players better than maybe some older coaches that have been around here.
And that's real talk. No question about it. Just going back to your other point about last year, it's the equivalent of hearing that snippet on Twitter, like that 10-second, 20-second snippet. You're like, oh man, them bars hard. And then the album comes out, or the mixtape comes out, and it's like, really, man? Where was the heat from the snippet? But back to your question about the relatability kind of the coaching staff. Yeah, I think as we continue to go on in time, that's going to become more important, the relatability from some of these coaches to these younger guys, because they're now in this era in college of just doing kind of what they want. So having these coaches here, not catering in the sense of, oh, I got to lower my level of expectation, but just tailoring their way of being engaged on the internet, being connected. That's the thing. If you're connected and have a sense of relatability, then that makes you more receptive to be able to take in what somebody is saying, because it's like, oh, well, not only is it in this position, but they know exactly kind of what's going on around the football world on the internet. And even when Kellen Moore was talking about that at the LSU clinic, about how he was so tapped in looking at his favorite, Twitter pages and stuff like that to get football stuff. I know that starts with the head, man, but if he's doing that, then what are the other people doing? And you got a lot of coaches coming in from the college ranks that know what it's like to be around these younger guys or younger than the guys that are on the team. So I think that relatability aspect can do nothing but be positive going forward, because it just it helps you. It helps you being able to know how to relate to the people that surround you. It is a big help. Being able to know people is a big help.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something that feels like it's trending in the right direction. I just gotta I gotta point out the old stuff a little bit, like because there are those parallels. It's just kind of
Yeah,
once you've been through some stuff, like the hype kind of feels different when you've seen it go sour a couple times.
yeah,
But I like these guys. I like the idea of it. I still think a lot of it's going to be determined in season and when it goes bad. Like I remember Foster told me last year when everybody was hyping Kubiak, and I ignored this warning, but he's just like everybody's always everything's always good this time of year. Everything's
yeah,
always good when it's ideal. Well,
yeah.
what's it going to be when it's not ideal? And we'll kind of find out then. And I think it's going to be a very unideal season, but I think you can go through a season and feel like you have ideal circumstances other ways, even if the results aren't quite ideal. So as long as I feel like they're building towards something, and I do think that the younger players are excited probably about that a little bit, being part of it, going through it, going through the process, seeing things get better. I mean, everybody wants to be on a winner, but um, I think those guys at that end of the spectrum are probably that are here that have years left on their contract are probably really excited about where they're at in this, in the ability to kind of turn it around.
Yeah, really just thinking about what you said. Everybody, in a boxing sense, everybody looks good if they're hitting the speed bag. Everybody looks good if they're hitting the heavy bag. But when you go up against somebody else and they hit you, it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Where was where was it at? So yeah, no, that's a great point. But just
It's
even in
the Mike Tyson quote. Yeah.
there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, even in this time of year, it, that was a good dude, man. That was a good dude. He was cool. He was chilling person. Uh,
Mike
even
Tyson?
yeah, we met
What?
Mike.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we met
forgot we
Mike.
met Mike. I forgot we met Mike. Yeah, we did meet Mike.
We
Yeah.
met Mike. Yeah, he was cool. Yeah, man, we met Mike. But
I
no,
forgot we
even
met Mike. Yeah, got pictures with him and everything. Yeah.
yeah. But even with this coaching staff, even now, you're able to say, hey, well, this guy's doing things cool early, getting ahead of everything instead of week 3 where you have to rely on using a rap quote to try to be relatable. So I think it's gonna all work out in that sense. But kind of what else do you see? I know you spoke on the veterans that kind of aren't here in this OTA 3. We've seen some of the guys that weren't there in the visible OTAs for us be in some of those videos, meaning that they have showed up at different points of the week. But do you expect the turnout to be the same tomorrow, or do you expect a little more people to be down here now that mandatory mini camp is coming up, or you think they're going to wait to just show up then?
I think it'll probably be kind of more of the same. Some of the guys we've seen will, probably be there. Like there's been some people that have been in and out.
Yeah.
I think I don't think it's going to be drastically different though. I think some of the guys that are missing are going to still be missing, and then they'll get there for mandatory minicamp. I mean, I don't think Alvin's going to be out there. I mean, what I mean, like I don't see
He might
that.
still be overseas.
Yeah, I think he's back. He's
Okay.
working out again in Colorado with his
Okay.
trainer.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it'll probably look pretty much the same, which is
Okay.
which is fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, this is all voluntary, and they showed up last year, and the outcome wasn't the outcome that they wanted. So maybe just go back to what they know, and then come in when it's mandatory and make it happen. But let's move on to another topic. Yesterday, the Derek Carr retirement became official, and like 20 minutes after that, there was some buzz about it before, but like 20 minutes after that, you get the notification that Kool-Aid McKinstry has hopped in and taken the number 4. And he's just one of several guys who've changed their jersey numbers this offseason. Spencer Rattler went from 18 to 2. Kendra Miller went from 25 to 5. Amongst the others, there was a couple other guys like Peoples Jones. He got to get out of that. I forgot what it was, like 30
24.
something.
24.
Nasty number for a receiver. And now he's at 14. So it looks a little bit better. But is this all, just, hey, superficial, like, oh, I switched my number because I want to look better, I want my jersey to look better? Or do you think this leads to a significant mental switch?
I'm gonna let you spend, man. Yeah, I feel like you got more of a take on this than me.
Well, I think there's arguments for both sides. For people like Kendrick Miller, I think that was necessary. I think, yeah, sometimes you need to change your wardrobe up if you just finished getting out this terrible section of your life where you constantly got hurt, you constantly just everything was off. Everything was off. You had to retry to build a relationship with people, all of that. So with this new scenario, you come in, you switch your number. Now that's kind of a new identity on the field. And now you have to build up what people think in relation to that number. Spencer Rattler, kind of sort of the same thing, even though I don't blame all 6 of those losses on him. One of them, he only didn't come into the game until halftime. And he was dealing with a whole lot of injured players surrounding him. But sure, this significant change could be, all right, I switched my number to 2. Now you guys have drafted a quarterback. Let's see if I could come up here and captain this ship and try to put my head in the ring for being the top guy. Now, people like Peoples Jones and different things like that. Hey, man, it's just I was just wanted a better number to look better. Kool-Aid McKinstry also kind of can be on that same wave, but this is a year up for him to really show something, for him to really solidify himself as a premier player on this team. So switching to that 4, it gives you a little more swag, makes you a little better. So I ain't mad at it at all, but I do think that there is a dividing line. And I think for especially people like Kendrick Miller, that this is very important because it's symbolic of a change. It's symbolic of a change.
Yeah, I mean, I was always just more like I don't give a damn. I'm gonna go play
Oh, I
guy.
know you
Like
are.
so I don't really
I knew when the
care. You know
topic
what I
came
mean?
up. I knew where you
Like
were at. Yeah.
I was, you give me, whatever. No, I didn't care. Like I didn't really
Yeah.
care. I mean,
Yeah.
I was just out there to play and
I
get my
understand.
numbers and do what I had to do. You know what I mean? Like so,
I understand.
I don't know. Like, look, sure, it could represent something more. Like if Kendra is needing a fresh start and you're trying to put the past behind you and change it. Like I get all that stuff. Like symbolic stuff can sometimes manifest in positive mental health and all this stuff. So
Sure.
like sure, like maybe so, but like whatever's not working for Kendra Miller is greater than the jersey number. So I hope there's something behind that. And it's not
Yes.
just I'm gonna change this up and all that stuff. But frankly, like I like the player that gets issued number 41 in training camp his rookie year and then just goes out and kills everyone in it. And then that's a cool number after that. Like, I like that mentality more so than I got to make sure everything's perfect to, go out and play and make sure my socks are aligned and my numbers sitting right. Like, all right, like whatever, man. Like just go play and do what you got to do. But look, I understand that means something to some people, and
Yeah.
some people need that feeling of arrogance to perform. So cool. Like go do what you got to do. But if it's whatever it is, like if it, whatever, if it's a
Yeah.
symbolic thing, there needs to be action behind the symbolism.
Oh, no question. There has to be action behind the symbolism. That's what it boils down to. Like you can change your number all you want. You can go from 0 to 100, but if you're not doing anything on the field, you're gonna switch your jersey colors because you're probably gonna be out of here at that point. Um, it's funny because for some people the uniform is like, oh well, this represents where I'm from, this represents like the street I grew up on, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, no question, if
Yeah,
you're on the
family
field,
number, brother number. Like sometimes it
all of
means
that.
something. Like, and I'm all for it. If you can get it, that makes you feel better. Great. It makes you feel like,
Yeah.
um, I believe Taysom wears 7 because like, was that Taysom? Like somebody had a dead brother, I believe, that wore a number, and that's why he wore them. Like stuff like that. Sure, like I get it. Or if it's just like I get like people feel comfortable and whatever it is, like cool, go do it, whatever. But
Yeah.
like, for me, like it's just like just play. Like I don't care what people look like. I don't care about an ugly number. Like just go play. If you're scoring touchdowns, if you're
Yeah.
throwing for yards, if you're running the ball well, if you're shutting people down, like the number doesn't matter. Like just play good football. That's the main thing to me. Like I don't get into like this guy looks
I know
cool,
you
this
don't.
guy
I know
doesn't.
you don't. I
Oh,
know
he
you
looks
don't.
he looks cooler in this number than that number. Like that's I mean, like frankly, those conversations are weird to me. Like I
I
don't
got
understand them, but like I
I
understand they mean
understand.
something to somebody.
But you got to be able to admit, Peoples Jones at 24 as a wide receiver.
I don't know, man. Like you're scoring touchdowns and you're putting up numbers
I
like
understand.
Ken Griffey Jr. wore number 24. Like,
That's baseball. That's different. The numbers
who
sit
cares
different.
though? Who cares though? Who cares though? Like it doesn't, it's just like Kobe wore 24 for a minute. Like, like what
That's
I like
that's different.
it ain't though. Like it's just
That's
if you're if someone's wearing 24 and they're talking about like I want to like be inspired by Kobe, like that's awesome to me. Like I'd rather have somebody thinking like that than like two dudes on a podcast being like that doesn't look good at that position. Like, all
Hey
right,
man,
man.
but Kobe switched numbers. So
Sure. Yeah, to be better than Mike. I mean, that's what it was probably
that's the story
about.
for real.
I mean, I gotta think so. I don't know. One
Okay.
higher than Mike.
Okay. I mean, this isn't a basketball podcast, but there's somebody else that wears 23 that's up there for me also. But hey, it is what it is. But nah, it all boils down to what are you showing on the field? You could be out there in a brown paper bag. If you balling, you balling.
Yeah,
If you're
that's
not,
what I'm about. Yeah.
nah, I understand. I understand exactly what you're saying. But hey, we'll see. These shifts have been made. Kendrick Miller, he's available for right now. Hopefully, his health continues to carry him on through, and then the on-field side of it, starting new on this starting fresh in this new playbook, just like everybody else. So hopefully, it all works out. We're gonna hit a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll have more show. Keep it locked to NewOrleans.Football.
Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodaux, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number one. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number one grocery store.
In Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
The New Orleans Football Show is proudly presented by PJ's Coffee. PJ's Coffee has some of the best drinks that you can find. They have locations all over the city. They have pastries and everything else you need to get your day started. So go check them out. Hardhide flavored whiskey, Ponchatoula strawberry, and Chilton County peaches in your favorite bars, stores, and restaurants. Hardhide Chilton County Peach Whiskey is a blend of aged wheat whiskey, light American whiskey, and fresh Chilton County peaches from Alabama's Durbin Family Farms. And Hardhide Strawberry Whiskey tells the story of a small town famous for strawberry farming. A delicious natural strawberry-infused 86-proof whiskey for whiskey lovers. Just look for the red and orange bottles in your favorite stores, bars, and restaurants.
Welcome back for more New Orleans.Football. It is now time for our next segment presented by Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. Nick, it's way too early to kind of organize the depth chart. Of course, we know that Alvin Kamara will be number one on the running back depth chart, but let's go through that list and kind of see how it shakes out after AK. We talked about Kendrick Miller in the last segment about how he switched his uniform and he's looking pretty good in these OTAs, but those are non-contact situations. But you got other players on the team like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Devin Neal. Kind of how do they shake out towards the back of that running back depth chart?
Yeah, it's a good question. Like, I don't even really know who number 2 is at this point. I think that's even up for grabs. It's impossible to really know who or what anybody is at this point at that position because, as you said, no contact or anything. They aren't running the ball. You aren't really blocking anyone. Kind of got to learn how to be assignment sound. I find it fascinating that Devin Neal, when they split up at the end of the practices, like with the one in the first half of the twos on one end of the field, and then like the second half of the twos and the threes on the other end of the field, Devin Neal's down at the far end. Kendrick Miller's down at this end. Yarns is down at this end with Alvin and Miller. Clyde's at the other end. Like it's fascinating to me. So it isn't just like a rookie thing. Like Stutzman's down there with the first group. So it's not just like it's a rookie thing. It's kind of this is where they're at right now. It's probably in part a little bit of a rookie thing because you haven't been able to show anything, but it's not purely that. So, and Stutzman, to be fair, probably has more of an opportunity to show his talent than anyone else. Given that he's actually able to like make plays at linebacker and the linebackers aren't. But I say all that to say, yeah, I mean, I think it's totally up for grabs right now. And I don't know who's the betting favorite to be number 2.
Right now, I think you have to say Clyde Edwards-Helaire because of his veteran experience. But then you look
Clyde
at
is the number 2 running back. I say no to that. I think it's either,
no. Who do you put? Kendrick up there or Devin Neal?
I mean, you're breaking out carries, touches, all this stuff. Like I think number 2 is probably between Kendrick and Neal probably for me. Maybe you're right though. Maybe you're right.
But no, because I'm thinking about even last season in the offseason when you come in, you have Alvin, then you had Jamal Williams, then you had Kendrick going like later into those drills. I don't know if that was a health punishment type of thing between him and DA or, some of those other people. But I mean, you just don't know because of the variability on this team. Now, Yarns, sleeper guy, he was looking pretty decent in some of those drills, but those are drills. Those aren't actual running plays to see how people are going to shake out in there. But no, I mean, I think you really kind of can't go wrong with any configuration. But I mean, there's no way Devin Neal is over Kendra right now, huh?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's to be determined, but I like just based on talent. Like I got to say, man, I like
That's two separate questions.
Well, based on talent, ability, touching the ball, all of it. Like I would be surprised. I would be surprised by Clyde. I would be a little bit surprised by Clyde.
Yeah.
It could be, but I think that's a two-headed race probably between Kendra and Devin for number 2. And then I feel like Clyde's got to prove he needs to make, like, he should be on the team. Like he was out of the league. Like the Saints got him. Yeah. I mean, look, I think there's talent and ability there, and there's a lot of stuff that was like in his way of being successful that was outside of football. And like, maybe if he cleans that stuff up, I mean, obviously very talented player, highly drafted, had a great rookie season. Things kind of went a little bit off from there. So like he could absolutely. I feel like he has more to prove than the other guys though.
You think Clyde Edwards-Helaire has more to prove than Kendra Miller?
Yeah, probably so. I mean,
okay.
There's probably Clyde.
I mean, that's fair because he missed so much of time for different things.
Clyde's already reached the point where a team gave up on him. Like Kendra hasn't had a team give up on him yet. So like he's a little bit further down. Like he's already hit.
That's
and
fair.
now he's trying to get to the redemptive arc. I mean, Kendra's got just as much though. At least Clyde's shown a little bit something, but like he's so far removed from that success. I feel like if you're sitting down and you're a team, and obviously they have nothing to do with this. Like they have no part in bringing him into this building, Kellen and all them guys. But like if you're sitting there in the front office and you're having that conversation, I feel like it's easier to give up on, push come to shove, coin flip. I think Kendra wins a coin flip over Clyde right now.
I think too.
Before seeing camp, as we sit here today, by the end of camp, that might be completely different. But as we sit here today, I feel like Kendra wins a coin flip over Clyde.
And I completely agree because of just his physical makeup, his on-field skill, his youth, all of that. I think all of those factors do contribute to that. But I think another fresh start. You know what I mean? I really didn't even think about it at first when we were talking about the jersey number swaps because he carried over this jersey number from last year. But I think this new location for Clyde is another fresh start. And like you said, talent-wise, skill-wise, completely different. But I do think that Kendra,
which is a wild thing to say because Clyde was like a first-round pick, right? Like it is a wild thing to say.
Exactly. Yeah. He was right. He was riding off of that high of that 2019. That 2019 LSU team. I mean, that's a documentary in itself on the skill that was on that team and how everything worked together. But yeah, that is a wild thing to say. But I think even right now with this running back room, it's just so much. Because if you look at Devin Neal's college tape, it's like, well, clearly this guy should be damn near number 2 on this list. If you know what I mean, if things happen the way that they're seeming to be happening, but it's so much talent on there that's just getting lost in this. And we haven't really even talked about yards or anything like that yet. Who can stick their knife into the pig at some point too? So I just
what?
Hey man, if you haven't already, make sure you check out Big Papi Smokehouse, the best barbecue in the land. That's all.
What is stick your knife in the pig, man? I've never heard that before.
The pig, man. Sometimes
is that a common saying?
I don't think so.
Have you ever heard that before?
It's a Brandonism, man.
Okay, all right.
That's what it is. Sometimes
you're claiming you just coined this?
Yes.
All right.
I don't think I've heard this. That's a Brandonism, man. I've seen him do a hog and then stick it in there to make sure that skin will pop. And when that skin pop and it pop a certain way, then hey, it is what it is. I'm serious. It makes sense. Okay. It makes sense when you're around that kind of stuff.
No, all right. I mean, it made sense when you said it. I just never heard it before.
I never heard it either.
What was I going to say though? Oh yeah, I think though, if like you're asking me to take a stab at it today, I'm saying Alvin, Devin Neal, and that's the 1-2 punch. I think. I
That's
mean,
the 1-2 punch. I mean, you can
yeah,
rotate
I mean,
that.
I can't bet on Kendra at this point. I can't bet on Clyde. I mean, I
Yep.
can't bet on Yarns. I can't. Who else is on this team? That's. I mean, I think I gotta go with Neil is 2 at this point.
Okay.
He hasn't disappointed me yet. He hasn't disappointed anyone yet. So he's the guy
Right.
that I got to go with at that spot. And I think everybody else is very much up in the air.
Yeah.
If you ask, like, it's crazy. Like, I'm about to walk back what I said. But I think by the end of camp, I think if you're asking me today to pick who doesn't do enough to stay on the team, though, it's hard to see him getting cut. But I mean, I would probably predict Kendre is my like, if someone was asking me like surprise cut or whatever, like that's probably the guy that's at the bottom for me right now. And
Yeah.
I'm the biggest like Kendre guy, but like I'm
Yeah.
just at the point of I don't know. Too much has gone wrong for me to predict that something's going to go right.
And that's all fair. And that's why this question is so hard to answer, because skill, availability, on-field talent, off-the-field problems. Velus Jones also another name that, we haven't mentioned yet. All of those factors are in this pot, and it's just so many different things that can go so many different ways, because even cutting on Kendry's not even just college tape, some of his highlights in the league. You're like, oh, well, when he's on, he's the man.
Yeah.
But that has to a pilot light got to consistently stay on. It can't just get the little clicks at the beginning of the stove. It has to stay on.
Like, Clyde's going to pick up the offense. He's going to know what he needs to do. He's going to there's just so many questions with Kendry. But as we sit here today,
yeah,
it's just tough. It's tough. Oh, Xavier Halliday is another one on the team. Velus has like had more plays in OTAs than the others, I think, but I think it's just like the nature of like his type of game. He's someone that's kind of gotten the ball a couple times. He looked good in that one clip too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, this just makes me more antsy for contact. This makes me more antsy for when they put on the pads, because seeing how you operate in that's going to tell. The college tape can say whatever it says for all of these guys, except for Alvin, because we already know what he is. But when it comes to putting them pads on and them to get out there and popping and stuff like that, that's really going to show who's made of what.
The hardest thing with Kendra is that I feel like he has the ability, and I say this with respect to everyone on the team. I know who's on the roster.
That's right.
I think he has the ability, like, to put together the single most impressive run out of all of them, like a single play.
And
like
I agree with you on
at this point,
right.
He is a freak, man. Like, dude he's huge. He's so athletic. He's explosive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has the ability to have the best highlight out of everybody. And I say that knowing Alvin Kamara is on this team, and Alvin could just bounce off 17 dudes any moment. But like
pinball, yeah.
Kendra has the ability to have the most just breathtaking, powerful, just like type run. It just come at it like crazy.
It bulldoze you, juke you, shift you, spin you.
He's an amazing athlete, man. Yes. Yeah. Like, dude, like, please just put it together. Like, I just want to see, I want to know what he can be, man. I just want to know what he can be. Like, just get out of like whatever is blocking it, just get out of the way and just I just hope we get to see it, man. I really hope we get to see it. Because I think he could be I still think he could be a special player, but it's just so far, like, it's so far away right now.
Well, he shed that too, and now he's just in 5. So we'll have to see. We'll hit a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll have more show. Keep it locked to NewOrleans.Football.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Why should I get Gordon?
Because when you're hurt, you need money. And I fight for the people of Southeast Louisiana every day. I got a client who injured their neck in a car wreck, $250,000. Another client was hit by a big truck and needed back surgery. I got them $700,000, and they deserved every single penny.
That's what I'm talking about. Why wouldn't I get Gordon?
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, just call me, New Orleans. Get it done.
Call 504-800-8888.
Hey, if you're into the fried stuff, and let's be honest, who isn't? Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant just stepped it up. Their new cheese sticks actually stretch. The fried okra is crisp and seasoned just right. And the fried green tomatoes, that crawfish cream sauce takes it over the top. They're open every day, and they deliver late when the cravings hit. Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant. Delicious food, superior service. Attention Saints fans, don't let pests and termites invade your home field. Trusted team at Red Pest Solutions to tackle those unwelcome visitors. Call the Red Man today for unbeatable pest and termite control. Score peace with no pest. Visit redpest.com, REDDPEST.com.
Welcome to the Queen Casino, the crown jewel of entertainment destinations. From the thrill of gaming, where every spin and deal brings you closer to fortune, to the excitement of sports betting, where you can feel the rush of victory. Our spaces and catering menu are perfect for any event. From business meetings to grand celebrations, immerse yourself in our vibrant atmosphere with live music that keeps the party going all night long. Join us at the Queen Casino. Your royal adventure awaits.
Welcome back for more NewOrleans.Football. It is now time for the Get Gordon question of the day, presented by Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Today's question comes from Buddy Rich. The question is, who could lead the Saints in sacks for 2025? These are the names they put on there: Brian Brzee, Chase Young, Carl Granderson, or someone else.
Oh, man.
Yep. Yep. I mean, I would have to, it would be a coin flip between Young and Granderson for me at this point. It has, and not really the same amount of pressure on Granderson, but you just paid Chase Young to be that guy.
Yeah, I mean, like it needs to be Chase Young. Will it be Chase Young is really kind of the question. Like if it's not Chase Young, I feel like you're kind of in a little bit of a bad spot. I mean, Brzee had 7.5 last year. Like Brzee led the team last year. I don't know if people like realize that. He had such a weird season. Like it was so boom or bust. But he got those sack numbers. 7.5 is a big number for an interior guy too. Like a really impressive number. And it just wasn't necessarily an impressive season. Like Brzee, like is showing you he has the ability to do it. And I was about to just say it's a race to 8, and like Brzee was closer than anyone.
Right.
I'm gonna go Grando though, man. I don't know. I guess I'll go Grando. I think it should be Chase Young, but I'm gonna go Grando. I think Grando's gonna get it. I don't know. I just that was the one that popped into my head, and this goes back to like probably the early jaded thing. Like I expected more last year, I think, and you know there was a lot that went into things not turning out right. Maybe you get the right people working with them or whatever. It is Chase Young. It's the Clowney thing though a little bit for me, and that like you chase it forever and you keep telling yourself like, and
this is gonna be the year. This is gonna be
he could like, but like it, maybe it does click. But I'm gonna go Grando. I'm going Grando on this one.
All right, you're locking it in at Grando. Brzee, even though I didn't have him on my top 2, he was third on that list because the Saints play the Giants this year, and it seems like every year the Saints play the Giants, this guy just goes off and makes some type of spectacular play. So couldn't dismiss him, not just for that, because Brzee is actually like a really sneaky kind of good. Like he hasn't really disappointed me, but I am expecting a tier shift for him to go up.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely needs a tier. I think it's fair. I think that's fair. He needs a tier shift, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm expecting a tier shift for him to go up and solidify it as, oh yeah, well that wasn't a fluke. This is just who this guy is. And if he could get his run game solid, then we're really cooking with grease at that point. But some of these other names on this depth chart have to come up also.
What would your number be? What's your number?
You said your magic number is 8.
No. Like your jersey number.
Oh, bro, I was 89 in high school. Between 89 and 88. But I mean, at the size I am now, no, I would be
50.
Man, chill.
Are you going D line or O line?
O line. 50, no. I could swag a 66. I could swag a 66. Or 77. It has to be 2 of the same numbers. I could do that.
All right.
I feel like I like that.
Yeah.
I like that guy. What would you do at your position?
I mean, at my physical stature, the only thing I would have a shot at playing is kicker or punter, and probably more kicker. So like I'm just getting the leftover number that they assign me.
Of course.
So that's fine. So what's left on the
What's left on the rack? Bum, what y'all got back there, man?
Yeah, what's left right now? In the low numbers.
Oh man. There's a lot of numbers you can't get. You can't get 8, you can't get 9. So that's off the table.
18. I guess I'd have to wear 18. I guess probably.
No, Decker
1,
says
2,
18.
3, 4, 5. Oh yeah. Chuck has 6.
Yeah.
No 8, no 9, no 10.
No, Jake Hayner is 3.
No 11, no 12, 13's gone, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
You getting that Peoples Jones 24. That's
20.
what you about to get.
Can you wear that as a kicker? What are the kicker roles? What are the kicker roles?
I think they swapped a lot of those rules. Man, look. They're gonna put you in that same jersey they have out there with Sir Saint and Gumbo. That's what they're gonna put you in, the extra one of them. Since you say you don't care.
Oh yeah, all right. So they can wear 20 to 49 and 90 to 99 now.
You're getting
all right.
24.
There anything open in the I go to the 90s, man. Nothing. So, and then what did I say?
You say in the 20s. You say you want to be in the 20s. I gave you 24.
Oh, I don't care. They can give me whatever. 24. 24 is my number. All right, I'm wearing 24. No, Terrell Burgess took it already.
Oh,
the safety. He jumped on that. So I'm getting something in the 40s probably. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I could be 38. I could wear number 38.
The Miller Bradford.
Or I could go 42, Jerry Stackhouse. Give me that. Give me 42. Give me 42.
There you go, man. 42.
Yeah. It's a good number. It's a good, strong number, man. It's a proud number. Yeah.
It is. Very, there's reference behind that number.
Absolutely.
I don't know about with Jerry Stackhouse, but just sure.
Jerry Stackhouse, man. UNC, no doubt. Yeah. Yeah. That was a good number.
No clue.
I have 42 on my 8th grade basketball team too. So
there you go.
Yeah.
See, and now
mean
look.
Nothing. I just
no, you said it, and now look, you're making those.
I gotta sign it. Yeah, no,
there you go.
Yeah, no, I gotta sign it.
Well,
yeah,
you can't ask the middle school coach, "Hey,
7th grade,
can I
7th
get
grade.
the number?"
7th grade, I had it. Yeah,
you can't ask
7th
the middle.
grade. I dropped 40 in a game that year, man.
I thought you said that was 8th grade.
No, that was 7th.
That was 7th grade.
Yeah.
Who you dropped 40 on? Name drop him. I know you.
I had a 3 over this dude named Bryce to send it to overtime. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. For more hoop stories, make sure that you're subscribed to NewOrleans.Football.
The wild thing is I had on these they were the Jason Kidd Nikes, man. Like they just re-released them recently too.
Oh yeah.
And like dude was like hating on them.
You showed him, huh?
Yeah.
That's right. Well, for more stories like this, make sure you subscribe to NOF, because the Nickcast, this kind of sort of is what happens in there. But we appreciate you all for stopping in today. Make sure that you're subscribed to NOF, 20% off using code NOF. Catch you next time.